Well, ladies and gentlemen, both of the opposition team in here cannot prove if the status quo right now is enough to handle those kind of problems, ladies and gentlemen. They just told to us that the kind of the censoring in here is very good for our government to protect that kind of problem, ladies and gentlemen. But as the closing government, we prove that if so many cases still happen, it is actually proof if the status quo right now, if one kind of the censoring in here is not effective anymore, ladies and gentlemen. So before establish our cases why this is actually not necessary toward the governmental itself, let's respond the closing opposition in here, ladies and gentlemen. They said about they are worrying about the effect toward the cases is they cannot explain how effective this kind of censoring itself, ladies and gentlemen. And also they said about the government have the right, ladies and gentlemen, to cut the rights of every single citizen itself, ladies and gentlemen. But you know that without giving any education and without make the citizen realize how bad this impact, ladies and gentlemen, just simply said, it cut the right. Censoring will make them stop doing the open the porn site, for example. Stop their curiosity is absolutely wrong, ladies and gentlemen. When the government try to limit this without doing any education, ladies and gentlemen, the citizen, which is, for example, that the children still have the curiosity, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what the bad impact when the government didn't doing the education itself? The children still curious, ladies and gentlemen. And the worst condition in here, the children will try to change the IP, for example, that use the IP Singapore, ladies and gentlemen. It means that we already try to teach them to doing something bad from the very first beginning, ladies and gentlemen. It's absolutely bad, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's compare the case from the closing government in here, ladies and gentlemen. We do believe that we don't need to censor any kind of this internet itself, ladies and gentlemen, because the opposition team already told us if the Indonesia have the religion value and the culture value. So it is enough to handle this kind of problem, and also with supporting from the governmental, for example, providing the safe place, for example, providing any education and make it sure for example, sex education in the school, ladies and gentlemen. We want to make every single citizen realize how we know that when the citizen realize it, we will reach our goal, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it compared to the Singapore, which is the developed country, ladies and gentlemen. In the Singapore, the government of Singapore didn't doing any censoring, but you know that there is no more cases happen if we compare in Indonesia. Why this has happened? Because the citizen in Singapore is understand which is bad and which is good for your life, let's say. So how we can this can be the role model for the Indonesian government to handle this kind of problem, let's say. So we do believe that the opposition in here is already have a misunderstanding about the internet itself, let's say. They said about when the government didn't doing any censoring, it will break the religion value. Why? You know that, but you know that the biggest question is here. When you ask the religion people, you open the internet, it doesn't mean you are automatically see the porn site, ladies and gentlemen. It means that when you think that the religion people will broke, ladies and gentlemen, it means that from the very first beginning, you think that the religious people have the curiosity too, ladies and gentlemen. So, but I don't think so, ladies and gentlemen. If your religion, it means that you said that about the value of the religion never changed. So, how come you said the religion will broke just automatically by open the internet itself, ladies and gentlemen?
We think that educated people, they are still doing such kind of corruptions because they have an access and they abuse their positions to being such kind of the parliament and so on. It's also in case of internet, when they have such kind of access to watch this kind of the things, there is such kind of tendency to imitate this kind of the things to the whole of the society. That's why that the protection of government cannot be achieved in the whole of the society.
So you think that education is not good and just limit the access to just limit the probability to abusing this kind of problems? But you know that if we're talking about the abusing, the most important point is you didn't want to abusing, right? So how you can change the mindset is with education itself, ladies and gentlemen. If you just limit, there is always a way to doing something crime as long as you didn't understand what you need in here. So we believe that we don't need to censoring in here, ladies and gentlemen. What we need to do is make sure the mindset of the citizen is developed like what happened in the developing country itself, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's do the comparison between the best scenario of the opposition team in here, ladies and gentlemen. They think about with the censoring is enough to change the mindset of the people in Indonesia, ladies and gentlemen. But I don't think so. As long as we cannot make sure the mindset is changed, that just limit this kind of internet is limit the right and also cannot change their mindset, ladies and gentlemen. So now let's see the best scenario of our as the government in here, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I will tell you why the cases happen in Indonesia, because a lot of the responsibility responsible of the stakeholder, for example, the parent, the school, etc. So how we can solve this? Make it sure the responsible of the stakeholder is done very well, ladies and gentlemen. And the second, why this has happened? Why the cases appear, ladies and gentlemen? Because the lack of the education itself, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the point of the government can solve this kind of problem. Now let's move. We have the 3 points of the government. Act of government can solve this kind of problem. First of all, is socialization. For example, like advertising, poster, and etc. ladies and gentlemen. And also the second of all is the education. We can put the sex education in the earlier age in Indonesia. We can make it sure the sex education is inside of our curriculum, like what's happening in developed country, ladies and gentlemen. So we believe that with this education, the children of Indonesia can understand the porn is bad or not, ladies and gentlemen, and they didn't want to try to something bad, ladies and gentlemen. And the second is providing the safe place. For example, the competition of the game itself, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see that's Indonesia just banning the website of the game itself without any controlling. But you know that the best scenario of as the government in here, we can control the gamers itself, and we providing the safe place to play that, ladies and gentlemen. This is the best scenario of the open government. Now let's see, with this kind of problem, the government can see and control and handle every single cases that happen in Indonesia, which is a very good thing. We want what the main purpose as the government in here, we try to educate them, we try to make their mindset is equals with the developed country, ladies and gentlemen, which is there is no cases that happen. I believe that this is the better way and the wisest way as the government to make it sure this kind of problem is not happen anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Now that's the worst condition of the cases, the closing option in here, ladies and gentlemen. When you just cut this, it means that we teach the children itself from the very beginning to doing the fact itself, the fact identity itself, ladies and gentlemen. It will make the children didn't respect the identity of their governmental itself, ladies and gentlemen. It means that we will break their future because they didn't respect the government of Indonesia itself. So we believe that as the government, we want to give every single information for all people, which is whether regardless from this bad or not, because bad or not information is depend on the people who see that, right, ladies and gentlemen. So the most important thing is making sure their mindset is very good and can understand what kind of the information they can get, ladies and gentlemen. I close my case. Thank you.